Hello beauties, and welcome back to the Bumpy Bones Locksport channel. Now in this video, I want to give my impressions and do a review on the Gravpick from Covert Instruments, so let's go ahead and get started. Now the Gravpick is a new lockpick recently released from Covert Instruments. It goes for $65 and it's a really interesting lockpick. It's a combination of a lockpick and a fidget toy, and they focused a bit more on the fidget toy aspect of it, but it is a functional lockpick. The handle is made out of aluminum, and the picks are made out of the 301 high-yield stainless steel, so that's the same steel that they use in their other picks, so it's a really nice high-quality steel. And you get 4 picks with the Gravpick. You get the same profiles that you have in the Genesis set, so they're the 25 thousandths in thickness. And you get a short hook, a medium hook, the quad rake, and the quint rake. And the quint rake comes pre-installed in the Gravpick when you first get it. You also have a 40 thousandths bottom of the keyway tension tool that is in the handle of the Gravpick here. I really like where they store it. It is a nice snug fit, but it is easy to remove, and the tension tool is very useful. I like that they use the 40 thousandths on it because that's one that I use the most. And the width on the head here is a really good width. It's the same width as the 2-in-1 precision turner, so it fits in the keyways nicely. And that's kind of one of my pet peeves with some of the other jackknife style lockpicks I got. So, like with the multi-pick one here, trying to get the tension tool out can be a bit hard for me with this because I don't have any place to really grab it, and it fits in here so snugly that, trying to slide it out like that, I can't really get a good grip on it, and it's just a struggle to get these out. And I really hate this turner or this tension tool because when I go to put this in locks, it's just very, very flimsy and all that. It's not very useful and all that. So putting it in the handle like that and making it so it's really easy to get out is a really nice feature on this. You also get some replacement parts in with your Gravpick, which is really nice. You do get a replacement sliding bar, which I think is really good. And there's a slight issue with it, and I'll cover that when I talk about swapping out the picks on here, because it's really easy to do that. You get some replacement screws, which is really nice because these are the tiny screws that are easy to drop and lose, and so having a few replacements and all that is a really nice thing. So a lot of kudos to Covert Instruments for giving you 5 extra screws. I really like that. You also get an Allen wrench, so you can easily replace the pick, and the box is a really nice box. It's that storage shelf type design. It's a nice high quality box, really easy to open. I'm going to definitely use this to store my Gravpick when I'm not using it, or if I keep it in my pocket, I might see if I can pull out the foam on this and use this for storage for other stuff, because it's really, really nice box. Alright, let's talk about the design on the Gravpick real quick here. I love the handle. The handle is very, very comfortable. One thing that I always look at with picks is how comfortable are they in the hand. And this is actually really comfortable. And well, I'm actually probably going to use this for our handcuffs and all that because it's really easy to open. It's really easy to get the pick, and it's really for me easy to grip with my hands and all that. I have a lot of arthritis, and so this is something that is nice. It is a bit heavy, but I kind of like the weight on it. And so I think just the general feel and the handling of it is really nice. It's definitely an accessible design, easy to hold and all that. In terms of deploying the pick and retracting the pick, it's super easy. You hold the pick on the wider side here, and then you just let gravity open it. You flick your wrist, and you have the pick open. And then to retract the pick, you just let gravity open the handle. Gravity retracts the pick, and then you flick your wrist, and it closes. And it's super smooth, and so as a fidget toy, that is really nice. And I'm the type of person who needs to have something in hand when I'm thinking. You know, I've got another fidget toy that I'll use, and it's a nice fidget toy. You know, it's one of those fidget spinners and all that. So I'll just sit in meetings or at my desk when I'm thinking, and you know, play with this. But having kind of a lockpick in hand is really kind of nice and all that. So you know, I've sat at my desk for hours and done this, and it's really nice. Now, the one thing I will say is it is a bit loud. You know, and the way that I will equate that is it's actually a little bit louder than the pen click. And so, you know, if you're sitting in an office or you're sitting in a group setting, you know how annoying you know, it is when somebody's playing with their pen and doing the clicking and all that. And this is a bit louder, so you do want to be a little mindful of that if you are in a group setting and all that. Now, the action of this is very smooth. There's very little friction at the hinge there. So it opens really easy, and there's very little friction with the slide bar here. I was actually really surprised with that. In fact, even just holding this open and doing this with the pick is very satisfying and all that. So I really, really like that. Now, going back on the tension tool real quick here, I was a little worried with where they put that because, you know, especially when you go to retract the pick, you're pushing force downward, and that's going to kind of hit a shock. And you know, if you ever tap things in that, you'll know that you know these will eventually just kind of slide out. So I was a little worried that as I would do that, that this would kind of slide out as I'm playing with it. That didn't happen. It's a nice snug fit. I have no worries about that happening. I just really like that design and all that. Now, the one thing I did run into was that the hinge bolt here was a little loose when I got this, and that caused an issue where I was able to retract or deploy the pick easily and all that. But when I went to retract it, I would do that and I couldn't close it because there was a give in this and it was causing it to pinch, and I had to take my finger and manually close it like that. So I got this on Tuesday this week. It's currently Friday evening, and I've had to tighten this a couple of times. I haven't had to tighten it since yesterday, so I think I got it. But you know, I do check on that. I am keeping an eye on that because that is a potential issue and all that. But you know, it's an easy fix. You just tighten it. You don't want to over tighten it because it is aluminum, and also if you do over tighten that, it can impact the opening and the closing of it because you're squeezing that area there, but I really like that and all that. So let's talk replacing the picks, because that is really easy. All you do is you take your Allen wrench here, you remove the screw on your slide bar here, and the back of that will drop like that. You drop the front of that, and then you can slide the old pick out. And let me go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and start with the short hook because I do want to pick a lock using the tension tool turner that came with us. So you just slide the new pick into the Gravpick there. You put the back of the slide bar in place, and then you just drop in the front there, and we can now tighten it. Now you want to be real careful when you're tightening the screw on this. You don't want to do a lot of tension, and it doesn't take a lot of turning. In fact, as you saw, I think it was less than, let me go ahead and just remove this real quick here. All right, there we go. And let's see just how much of a turn I needed to tighten that. And it would help if I put this on the right way. All right, so we're going to go down, pointing towards me. So not even 2 turns. Alright, so it was a turn and 3/4 of a rotation to tighten that. And you want to go finger tight on it. And this is where I ran into issue. I think it was the second time I replaced a pick on this. And so what happened was I used too much torque, and I stripped the threading on the back part of the sliding bar here. And so let me go ahead and zoom in so I can kind of show what happened with this here. And let me put our focus up close here. So as you can see, the screws that come with this are really, really small. And so if I put this in the front part of the slide bar here, and let me use our Allen wrench to make sure that that's through all the way here, we're going to see not a lot of the screw is poking out the back end of this. All right, that's actually a very small amount with that. And so if I put in the 25 thousandths lockpick here, you're going to see that now we have an even smaller amount that goes into the back end here. And so if I kind of hold this next to that, you're going to see there's a lot of gap towards the back there. Not a lot. You only have maybe a millimeter or two going into the back end there, and part of it is tapered. And not a lot of that blue stuff is also in there as well. And so what happens is because you are only having such a small amount going into this here, if you over tighten it by even just a little bit, you're going to just strip that first row of thread. And that's exactly what happened to me. So you can kind of see, that silver at the very tip there, and that's that stripped thread. And so if I go through and let me put my focus back to the desk here, and let's just tighten this on here, or see if we can. If I now drop the screw down in here, and let's go ahead and take my Allen wrench, and so that was 1 3/4 turn, so let's go ahead and do the same. So there's 1. Actually, let's just do 2, and then, so you can see I'm just turning it around and around and around, and if I let go, that's going, actually now it's holding in place, but, it's not a tight hold. I can pull it apart and all of that. So, that is one thing that I did notice with it. I kind of wish that they had a little bit of a longer screw with it, because that would mitigate that risk. So I'm kind of hoping in the next revision of the Gravpick that they do include some longer screws with that, because that would, I think, improve that, or use a different material for the slide bar in order to minimize the risk of stripping the threads and all that. And to be fair with Covert Instruments, this isn't the only tool I had that issue with. I did run into the issue with my multi-pick jackknife, where I did strip the threading on the back end here and had to glue the screw in place in order to utilize this. And that's a risk when you have the aluminum bodies or the aluminum components. Aluminum's a soft metal, and so it's going to be very, very easy to strip that threading and all that. So, that would be just one recommendation that I would have for Covert Instruments on that. Just a little bit of a longer screw for that would be, I think, a huge improvement on that. All right, so we've got the short hook in here, and let's go ahead and pick a lock now. So the first lock I'm going to do is just going to be a very easy lock. I got a Master Lock 930 here. So let me go ahead and get my tension tool out here. Let's go ahead and do bottom the keyway tension. And let's deploy our pick and see what we got here. So again, very comfortable to hold. I love the way it seats in the hand. And let's go ahead and pick this open here. So let's go ahead and there's pin 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and there we go. So now we are open. Now, one thing I do notice with it is because of the design and all that, there is a little bit of play with the pick there. So it is a little loose, not by much, but there is a little bit. But again, that's the design of it. Because what's holding the pick is a mechanical moving component, it's not going to be as stable as, like, say, a Fontaine pick. But at the same time, I'm still able to feel all of the feedback. and all that. Now, the one thing I did notice is that the it felt a little bit tighter in there. So I'm wondering if this is actually a different size as well. So let's go ahead and swap this out for the medium hook. Because I want to do some handcuffs and I want to do an American lock now. So again, it's super easy to replace the picks on this. So we just do this. And again, we want to really be careful with the tension that or the torque that we use there, just finger tight. And let's actually compare this real quick here because I'm curious. So yeah, there is a little bit of a size difference. The neck is a bit thicker and the head is a bit thicker. So I did notice that when I was picking that master lock, but it still worked really, really well and all that. So let's go ahead and grab some handcuffs here and see, how easy it is to pick. 'Cause this is one reason why I also got it, because I like doing picking handcuffs and all that. And I wanted a pick that I could easily work with when I'm in cuffs that, I could grip and all that. So I got my ASP Ultra Plus handcuffs here. So let's go ahead and double lock these as well. All right. And so, handling the pick with handcuffs on and deploying the pick is really easy. In fact, I can even just do it like this and still hold it. So let's go ahead and get our double lock here. So that went well, and I am out. And let's get our double lock. And turn that around. I am out. All right. It is a bit of a tight fit, but it works nicely. I am curious. I just want to confirm the width on these here. So let me grab my calipers here. And let's do millimeters first. How thick are these? So 0.6 millimeters, which in inches we're at, alright, so 24 thousandths of an inch it looks like. Let's just go ahead and confirm that, make sure we're 0. And yep, so 24 thousandths of 6. They're a little smaller than the regular picks that they've got, which is interesting. The 0.6 millimeters, I think that's a really good size. It is a bit tight in there. I do like using the 20 thousandths or the 0.5 millimeters with handcuffs because it gives you a little bit more room. The keyways are often tight in the handcuffs. So let's actually do another pair. And this time, let's do the ASP Ultra, and these are the green lock sets, which is the European 3-Prol. So these are a little bit tougher to pick with a hook pick. And let's go ahead and double lock these. Alright, so those are now double locked. And let's see here about picking these open. So again, it's a bit tighter, but I can get the pick in there still. Let's rotate this around. There we go. And let's see. There we go. So got that one side open. All right, that got open pretty there, and there we go. So for a hook pick with these, this is actually a nice pick for these because you do have the 3 prows in these, which are those 3 bars there that you have to hit all of those in order to open these cuffs. And I have a hard time with that with a hook pick because a lot of the hook picks I have don't hit all 3 of those, and that actually did that. Let's do one more pair just for the fun of it, and let's do the German cuffs that I got. So they're the Clergesso. I know I butchered the name on that. Number 13s here. So let's go ahead and throw these guys on. And let's go ahead and double lock them. So nice and double locked. All right, actually, let's do the getting that out. There we go. So again, really nice and easy to work with. Got the double lock on that. Let's go ahead and get that. And let's go ahead and go with this side. There's the double lock. And there we go. Alright, so for handcuffs, these actually work really nicely and all that. So let's go ahead and do a American lock now. Let me just put my handcuffs off to the side here. And let me move some things around here, grab my vise. Alright, so we got the American lock. Now I'm going to use top of the keyway tension for this guy. And just to make sure that we're good. Yep, see we're not open. Alright, so let's go ahead and pick this guy open here. Alright, so got some nice clicks on that. Alright, so now I got my full set. And there we go. So, I'm able to really feel the feedback in that. It was really nice. I was able to feel all the clicks with the serrated pins. The false set was a nice false set, and I was able to get the counter rotation and feel that really nicely in the pick here. So all in all, it's actually a pretty decent pick. Is it, at the level of a full Tane pick from their Genesis set and all that? Definitely not. I mean, these are definitely the picks that I would go with and all that. But for a fun pick that you can, play with and actually still use and all that, I give this a lot of a good grade and all that, and especially with comfort, because it is really comfortable to hold and manipulate and all that, especially if you have arthritic hands or having a hard time holding things. This is something that you can definitely I would definitely, use in that situation and all that. So, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to like and comment on my video here. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. And as always, I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and I will see you all later.